Yeah, I know I kind of went bougie and got the nice bread, but still all I bought was bread and syrup, $10. I'm gonna go bankrupt. So we've spent some time working on this, but now we gotta make room for this. And to do that, we gotta finish this. So first thing you can see is the car has no wheels on it and it's on jack stands. So we got to fix that. Long story as to why that is, I'll explain it later. But I had to borrow a wheel from this car for another car I have. So we need to go steal it back. So this is a 73 Beetle that is unsavable garbage with major rust, a locked up motor, and no title, and it's being used as lawn art. Now, I blew a tire getting this home on a tow dolly, so we threw one of the red Volkswagen tires on here, but now I need it back. So we're going to maybe sketchily lift this on this massive hill, and hopefully it'll be fine. So while I'm getting this wheel off, let me give some backstory on the car we're working on today. So I bought this 73 Volkswagen Type 3 almost 4 years ago with a bad transmission that didn't shift out of first and also didn't go into reverse. A few months after I bought it, I got a new to me transmission, I dropped the motor, and got the transmission and engine separated, ready to get the new one in and mounted back in the car. Then life got in the way, I got busy, and the car sat for almost 2 years. Around this time is when I met my other half, and we both got some more work done on the car, where we got the new transmission mated up to the engine, but unfortunately we got busy again, and the car sat for another year. Now we need to make some room in the garage, so it's time to get this car finished and back on the road so we can get it to its next owner who can hopefully finish it as a good restoration or a project car. That made a lot of noise. So what I'm doing here is getting the bolts back in that mount the torque converter to the flex plate. And you can see to do this, I actually grabbed a breaker bar and I'm just using the leverage of the teeth of the flywheel to rotate that torque converter until I get the bolts to line up. Surprisingly, this is a lot easier to do with the engine in the car rather than outside, so I waited until everything was back together to do that. So here you see me getting this vacuum line attached to the actuator on the transmission. It was actually so old and crusty, I needed to cut the tip off just so I could barely get it in there. But in the end, it did take. Alright, so now we're moving on to the engine here, and there's one thing I didn't notice when I took the engine out, but now that I'm putting it back in, there's supposed to be a kick-down switch for the automatic transmission. Whenever you press on the gas and floor it, it should shift down a gear to give you more torque. But I notice it looks like I'm actually missing that. As far as my research, it looks like there should be right around here on the engine, but it's just not there. So I think I was always missing that. This whole car is kind of a wiring disaster. So if I get everything back together and it runs, that's a win for me. And hopefully it shifts gears, kind of. I don't know. So the last order of business is going to be to get the throttle cable here attached to the linkage, but when I got the car, it was too short, and they really had some jank kind of connecting the throttle cable to the linkage since it's not long enough, where they just basically took some wire coat hanger and wrapped it around the throttle and wrapped it around here, but it worked. So here we go. Alright, next day here, seizure warning once again. That battery was complete toast. I couldn't charge it, I couldn't even jump it, so I ended up getting a new one. And it's kind of a bitch to install and remove the battery without removing the seat, and I don't feel like removing the seat. So I just have the battery connected with some jumper cables right now, and when I did that, I have a light. So let's go ahead and crank her over and see what happens. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys right there, and you're gonna tell me if fuel comes out of there. Aha! Ew, it looks really bad. Oh. I probably should not run that in the car. I think I'm gonna try to anyways. It's like getting stuck up on something. So to adjust the shift linkage, what you're supposed to do, put the cable in park, loosen this nut, and then push this lever back as far as it'll go. Then you're supposed to rotate the wheels until they hit the parking pole, and then tighten that up. Now, I got one wheel is still kind of stuck, and I'm gonna try to get that unstuck, hopefully by just driving the car. So I can't exactly get it in parking, or to hit the parking pole. So what I'm gonna do is just hopefully I can kind of skip that step and get it adjusted this way anyway. So we'll give it a try. Okay, let's see if that works. All right, here we go. This is gonna be the first attempt, and hopefully the only attempt of the moment of truth. Will this car drive under its own power for the first time in 3 years? So let's take a look, see. Oh man, I am so nervous right now. Now it's a little bit low on transmission fluid, so if it doesn't move, that might be why. I won't give up hope in that case just yet, but I just want to see if I can get it to move forward. Let's see here. That's neutral. And we'll go into drive. Oh my God. Brother. Now, will it go into reverse? Yes! Okay! That's awesome, because when I bought this car, I had no reverse. Oh, killer, man. Sick. For the first time in about 3 years, this spot in the garage is empty. And what was here is now here, and it moved here under its own power. That is awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I mentioned, I am going to be selling this car, so if you're interested in buying, I am located in Central Florida, and you can send me an email. I do have it listed for $6,500 or best offer. So just for full transparency there, so you know what you're getting into. But hopefully we make some space in the garage and lots of new things to come soon.